If you've ever wanted your digital footage to look like it was shot on real film, then you've probably heard of Dehancer. Or maybe if you haven't, well, today I'll be doing a deep dive into the Dehancer ecosystem. My intent for this video is to give an honest review, so I'll be reviewing the Dehancer plugin from top to bottom, also doing a color grading process with it, from the plugin in Premiere Pro to the iOS app and the new online editor. And yes, I also have a discount code for you. My name is Beniwara, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Dehancer is a film emulation plugin, and it is a plugin that works for literally almost all editing softwares out there: DaVinci Resolve, Premiere Pro, Lightroom, Affinity, and many more. I've only been using Dehancer for the past 3 weeks, and boy oh boy do I wish I was using it sooner. Dehancer to me is not just another plugin. I think it is an absolute helpmate, because when it comes to color grading, I think it solves 80% of all the post work. Dehancer handles color grading and also has effects that mimics film stock. It also has halation, bloom, film grain, film damage, and a bunch of other film effects that gives that good, absolute clean film vibe. Before we jump into the tools, if you're already thinking of trying Dehancer, please use my discount code KEEPIT100 at checkout. It gives you a 10% discount on all Dehancer products, whether it's the plugin for Premiere Pro, the online editor, or the iOS app. There's a package and a subscription for everyone. Now let's check out Dehancer for iOS.
I think the Dehancer iOS app is really resourceful because you can edit pretty much any type of footage here. Let me show you guys what I mean. So you go to edit, go to source. So you can either decide to edit Rec 709, Apple, iPhone, Apple Log, Arri Alexa, Blackmagic, Canon, Sony, and a bunch of other different formats of footages. So what this does is it converts your footage from whatever log it is to Rec 709. So it gives you a very good foundation for editing. I'm leaving this at Rec 709 because this was how this footage was recorded. So next step is I'm just going to go to edit. I'm gonna search for something I like. I think I like this. Look at this, it's already looking very nice. Turn on the film grain, turn on halation, going to reduce it a bit. Turn on the bloom, reduce it as well. Turn on film damage. You can choose to use this or not. Yeah, so this is the before, this is the after, this is the before, this is the after. Looking lovely, ain't it? So I'm just going to go ahead and export. 1080 pixel, confirm.
Now let's see the Dehancer Online editor.
So if you go to online.dehancer.com, you see the online editor. So for the online editor, you can only edit photos, and these are the formats that can be edited: JPEG, HEIC, TIFF, or DNG. So we're going to try with one of these images. So you can select either of these film stocks for your footage. I think I'm gonna go with this. I'm also gonna go to, I think the brightness is okay. I'm gonna go to effect, and I'm gonna crank up the bloom. Also the grain. Oh, it's looking lovely. So this is the before, this is the after. And mind you, this was already color graded, but using Dehancer, I think it gives it a very cool feel. What do you think?
I've used Dehancer on both Premiere Pro and Lightroom, but today we'll be doing a very simple color grade using Premiere Pro. In a subsequent video, I'll drop Dehancer for Lightroom Classic. So here I am in Premiere Pro, and I already have some footages on my timeline.
So I'll be starting off with this footage I shot on a shoot I had recently. First thing I'll do is change my workspace to color. So first things first, I'm going to apply lumetric color. By the way, I can easily use lumetric color from here. As soon as I just try out an effect here, lumetric color already applied to the footage, but just for clarity purpose, I'm just doing this first, placing it from year to year. So next thing, I search for Dehancer and I attach it. So if you notice, there is an effect applied already, so we have to turn that off. It's a Kodak film effect, so I'm turning that off. There's also other items turned on. Let's open all of this first. Turning off the expand, turning off the print, and turning off the film grain. So we have the lumetric color and the Dehancer Pro. Notice the placement of the two effects. It's important. Lumetri has to come first before Dehancer. So I'm now going to go to Dehancer and I'm going to choose the camera. This was shot with my Canon R6 Mark II, and it was shot in cinema gamut. So I'll select that and it's been converted to Rec 709. The next thing I want to do is go back to lumetric color and I have to color correct. I need to view my lumetri scopes. Alright, so I'm done color correcting. I'm now going to Dehancer Pro. So I already have a film stock I want to use with this footage, and I'm just going to go straight ahead and turn it on. I enable this, and there are a bunch of different film stocks, but I'm going for this. So I don't know much about film, but I've been using this for the past 3 weeks and I've just been getting along with trying out the different tools and different things. So what film compression does is it really clears out the whites. It brings it down to the lowest point where it's not that shouty. You can take a look at the lumetric color. When it's off, it's extremely high. Not extremely high, it's high. But when you turn it on, it goes low. Another important tool in Dehancer is the film print. So I think this is very, very important in defining how your footage looks. So I'm going to turn it on and we'll see what it looks like. So it can either be linear, Cineon, Fujifilm 3513 print film, Kodak 2383 print film, or Kodak Endura glossy paper. I think I'm just going to go with linear because it looks good. So I'm going to go to the color head. I'm going to enable this because I want to adjust the colors in the footage. So think of this as the hue and saturation curves, and think of this other section as the color grading part. The only thing I want to change here is just the highlights. So I'm going to pump this up. I want to give it a bit of warmth. So I'm going to take this up. You can see the changes, right? How's it looking, guys? Next thing I want to put is turn on the film damage, turn on the halation. I'm not sure I want any bloom on this footage, so I'll just leave it off. Turning on the grain. Let's see what this looks like. This is the before, this is the after. Before and after. I'm going to turn off the film so you see what it actually looks like. Before and after. Before and after. Alright, so this is my second footage. I've applied lumetric color and Dehancer Pro, so let's adjust this. So Dehancer Pro, choose camera, back to lumetri. I don't want anything clipping, so raise up the blacks. Temperature, it's gonna make it a bit cold. Alright, so I'm done color correcting and let's try Dehancer. So for this, I want to try out a different film stock. So I'm going for the Kodak Aero Color 4125. I'm also going to go turn on the print, and for this, I want to go with I'm going to leave it at linear. I like how it looks. I also would like to pop some colors. I think it's looking a bit bland, so I'm going to go to the color head, enable. I think I'm going to add some warmth in the midtones, in the highlights as well. Also temperature for the overall feel. And the good thing about this is there's also like a monitor where you can check out false color and also like clipping for like where your footage is really, where the darks are too dark. So I'm going to adjust that right now using the black points. I'm just going to raise it up a bit. Somewhere here is fine. I'm also going to touch on the contrast just a bit, make it look good. I'm gonna boost the color as well. All right, so next thing I want to do is turn on the film damage to give it that film vibe, and film grain as well. Obviously you can go further in adjusting and color grading this to give it the best looking, but I'm just quickly giving a very quick tutorial on color grading so you can maximize usage of Dehancer. So we took this from this to this. So same process, Rec 709. It actually looks very beautiful. So there's not much color correcting to do here, but I'm going to try my best to bring it to a point where it looks great. So it's obviously too dark. I'm gonna pump the whites a bit, adjust the contrast. I also like to increase the colors a bit. I think I'm gonna go for this. Gonna add some warmth. It's looking a bit greenish, so I'm gonna increase some tints. I'll leave this at linear. I mean, this already looks so good, but I'm just going to adjust the colors a bit. Enable this. For the shadows, I think I wanted a bit cold. For the highlights, I'm gonna make it a bit warm. Great. Alright, so I'm gonna turn on the bloom, turn on halation, film damage, and turn on film grain. So last footage, this was from a hiking trip I went over the weekend. I had such a blast. So same process to go over it. So same process, and first things first, convert to Rec 709. So we have to correct this call. We have to color correct this footage. I'll try my best. Alright, so Dehancer now. Make this a bit warm. Alright, I think it looks great. So next thing I'm gonna do is I will add my film grain, halation, bloom. Yeah, it was looking so good I even forgot I did not add my film stock. For this, I think I want to go with the Kodak Portrait. I think this. Oh, this is cool. This is cool. But I think I'm gonna make this warm a bit more. Yeah, that is it.
So for my opinion about Dehancer, I think Dehancer is more than a plugin. It's a full ecosystem because of the ability to do so many things with it. And I'm referring to color grading, just giving that very, very good filmic vibe. And even if you're not going for the filmic vibe, Dehancer still makes it very easy for you to manually adjust and color your footages. Another reason why I like Dehancer is because it is great for both professionals and enthusiasts as well, because all you simply just have to do is just copy and paste, adjust, just try out stuff and you're pretty much good to go. So for some reasons why I do not like Dehancer, the first one would be it is very heavy on GPU. I currently use an M3 Pro. I have a 36 gig RAM, and despite that I still face some lag here and there. That's only when I view my display in full. So you can imagine those that probably use about 16 gigabyte RAM. You can imagine how hectic that can be. So if you do not have a good computer, if you don't have like really good gear, I think it might be frustrating using Dehancer. Another thing I'll say about Dehancer is that the interface is a bit overwhelming, but I think along the way it gets easier. I'm quite new to the film background, but using Dehancer has made it really interesting. It has made it like an interesting process to learn about a whole bunch of things about film. So initially it was a bit overwhelming, but over time it gets easier because you get to understand each tool, each effect, and how they work and the kind of work that they do. So it's actually overwhelming somehow because you get used to it, fair enough. But in comparison to the way it is in Lightroom and also the online editor and the iOS app, I cannot definitely compare them, but I feel like the approach for Lightroom is quite easy because it's really straightforward and it's placed very well. Well, what do I know? We get used to these things as we go. Even me at some point, Premiere Pro looked very overwhelming, but you get used to these things. I believe if you're willing to learn, you can really like just get over so many things. Another thing I don't like is the fact that there is a default effect whenever you place the dehancer effect on your footage. So I don't know about others, but for me, it sort of throws me off balance because I want to see the colors that I'm working with. I don't want anything to like influence what I'm looking at or what I'm looking for. So yeah, it sort of throws me off balance, but that's by the way. You can always turn it off. I believe there's a reason why they do that, but I mean, if it is something that can be worked on, I think that'll be great. Other than that, I think Dehancer is a great tool, and every editor out there should have this in their arsenal. It's a wonderful tool, whether you're using it or whether you're not. But one thing I really do like about it is the effects are dynamic. It's not just static. You don't just have static grains. You don't just have static stuff. It's dynamic, and it's really cool to see, to be honest. If you're serious about bringing a cinematic filmic vibe to your videos, I think Dehancer is worth the try. Also, don't forget to use my discount code at checkout, keep it 100. It gives you 10% off all Dehancer products, online, iOS app, and the plugin for Premiere Pro or any other editing software that you want to use. If this helped you out, drop a like, drop a comment for more creative tools and tutorials, and let me know in the comment section which film stocks, which effects are you trying out. See you in my next video. Until then, keep it 100.